Definitely did that.
Did it look like a fucking sippy cup for a second?
I was going to say, you drinking out of a bottle?
Gotta get my 60 ounces in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to take that somewhere else already, but, you know, we'll save that for diving into it.
I ain't scared of you.
Bro, cases have gotten so expensive for your phone. Like,
yeah,
this case I bought, it's magnet. It's because this stupid thing doesn't have the magnet inside of it. iPhones do.
Yeah, of course they do.
But they've gotten crazy expensive.
Yeah, I feel like anytime I have to get a new phone, that's one of the things I like
kind of dread
because I'm like, Jesus, how much I'm going to spend on like the glass for it and the case.
Yeah, and then I go to Amazon and I buy one, and then it's the wrong one.
Yeah.
So, but our guys at CCICT, you can go in there.
Yeah.
They have the cases in the store.
A lot of them.
A ton. And for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, they're $19.99.
Which is crazy.
It's insane.
I feel like if you get something like that on Amazon, it's going to break on you. It's going to fall apart.
The wrong one, you got to send it back. You can go in there and you can try it on your phone. You can make sure it fits. You can make sure you like how it feels, all of that stuff. Just
check out some of the product while you're in there because I mean, they got like iPads for like $60. Like that's crazy.
Crazy stuff. They got laptops in there. They've got other iPhones if your kids need one. Like they've got so much stuff in there. They're upstairs at the Town East Mall.
That's right.
Across from Men's Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So go check them out. Try some cases on. Get a $19.99 case.
$19.99.
It's crazy, dude.
All right, guys, we have something special for you tonight. We are joined by a buddy of mine. Yeah,
I don't even know what this is. Like,
I
don't know what I've agreed to here.
I don't know if you ever have experience to this guy or not, but my buddy named Chad. We'll get into how we met and everything, but I will say he is one of the craziest speaking people I've ever.
Supposed to say his name?
Yeah. He said, I'm just going to be me. And if we need to edit some shit later, we will. So obviously, if you listen to the podcast, you know, we say some questionable things and this guy will take it times 10. So he's going to be.
He may or may not have an interview in the podcast at all. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We might just have to scrap the whole damn thing. And then I'm just going to cut to technical difficulties and we'll just carry on with the rest of it.
Who knows?
But yeah, here's Chad.
Definitely did that.
Did it look like a fucking sippy cup for a second?
I was going to say, you drinking out of a bottle?
Gotta get my 60 ounces in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to take that somewhere else already, but, you know, we'll save that for diving into it.
I ain't scared of you.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird, like, seeing you. You know what I mean? I'm used to just getting these weird-ass fucking texts, and, like, seeing you sit here talking is fucking strange.
I think he means it's weird that you're wearing glasses.
Or you don't have your dick out.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He said, to be fair, you don't know that I don't.
There is a mirror back there, so don't stand up.
Jesus Christ. So
you've already been introduced.
Yeah, we did a little introduction for you here, and I wanted to kind of just start out by saying how we even met. Like, I'm going to kind of go through it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like me and some buddies were in Clash Royale, and we joined this clan called Valhalla. Does that sound accurate so far?
I don't remember Valhalla.
I feel like we started in Valhalla, and then the leader of Valhalla, because we were, I would say, kind of edgy with some of the stuff we were saying, but it was nowhere near like where things developed. So we're in Valhalla, and he's like, hey, listen, there's another clan. I know some guys. Like, I can get you in this clan. You'll probably be more suited there because we were already pissing people off with just some of the stupid stuff we were saying. And he's like, but I'm going to warn you, like, these guys are pretty fucked up. And I was like, oh, man, that sounds cool. And he's like, no, man, like, I'm saying, like, I've never heard anyone talk like this before. So, you know, of course, I was like, yeah, let's go, you know. And I don't remember the clan we initially all joined because I feel like we all got kicked out at one point.
Oh, yeah, several, if I remember right.
Yeah. Oh, we've been through several, but yeah, I can't remember the name of the initial one. But, man, it was good, though, because they had a big active clan to
That's
battle.
Cool. When it's active like that, it's fun.
It is.
Even if people aren't being crazy in there.
But the problem is we get some of these guys together and they just keep riffing off what everybody else is saying, and it just gets so bad real fast.
Yeah, it doesn't take us long. 0 to 100. Gets pretty raunchy.
Debating on whether I even want to give some examples, but I will say one of the craziest things though is you're actually like really good at this game. Like you were actually like ranked last I knew.
Yeah. I wonder how many times I've been ranked and didn't notice because I never looked at my profile. I never even pay attention to the leaderboard. And it was only after somebody made mention of my badge that I went and looked. And yeah, I was ranked, but I play this game just for the taunts and to get people to try and join our clan and rage out on me.
So is Royale the one where you have the characters and you go fight, or is it the one where you build all the stuff?
No, that's the original Clash of Clans is
Clash
the
of
building
Clans,
one.
okay, so
Yeah,
Royale's
so Royale's more of a tower defense.
Yeah, okay, yep. I played that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be maybe you need to get back into it. Maybe get a proper introduction to Chad and Alex and
Here's my thing with these games. Like I play them hardcore for a week or two, and then I just get bored and forget to open it one day, and then it just one day equals 2 days equals 3 days, and then I'm like, shoot, I haven't played. Like I played Marvel Rival or Marvel Snap forever. That was the longest I've been on a game like that.
Yeah.
And then I just quit playing it one day, and I haven't opened the app in probably 2 months.
Yeah, we try to keep it interesting for each other.
Yeah, you're not missing much anymore. I mean, the game, for a long time, the game has slowly transitioned to this like pay to play, and it started off kind of being subtle. And at this point, though, I mean, they're not hiding it. They're just brazen with it, and they just came out with an update a month or so ago, major update, and I don't know how they still have players. I mean, it must be people who are just straight up addicted to this game at this point because it's so bad.
Because it feels like it turned into something where you just can't even play unless you pay, right? Like,
the problem is
anywhere
like,
with it.
Your characters, like you can buy like an upgrade for them, and if you have this upgrade, it's like they're impossible to beat if you don't have it too.
Oh, really? Things. So it's like never get it unless you pay for it.
Unless you pay for it, so it totally fucking sucks.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So
that's actually their business model now. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
That's their business model now. Is they'll come out with a card, and this card will be so overpowered and it's completely broken, and everybody rushes and buys the pack for $40 to max this card out so that they can quickly get on the leaderboard. And then after a month or so, they'll come out and they'll nerf the ever-loving shit out of this thing. And they've done that like and then they for get a new years card now.
No way.
Yes, yes. Awful, so except Mega Knight, the piece of shit, they still haven't nerfed that.
Fuck that guy. I hate that.
Wow, we're getting nerdy now. Mega Knight. What is Mega Knight?
He's fucking awful, man. And he is like the only card that just if I see a Mega Knight, like I know I was like, I'm not beating this guy, and I might as well just fucking quit out.
So he's just like the knight on the horse with the thing, but he's huge or what?
He like jumps around and smashes people, but that's like I was gonna say either I'm quitting out or I'm just gonna start taunting the shit out of him, which is like something that Chad is like
chat with them, or is it just
no? It's like, more emoticons shit, and he does it like in a fucking art form. Like he will, it's his goal to get someone to leave their clan and come to our clan just to talk shit and be like, yeah, fuck you, I beat you, and he's like, I don't care, you're here crying, like whatever, because then you can talk to him.
Wow.
Yeah, and you probably had your account bound like a handful of times now.
I've had what? I'm sorry.
Your account banned like a handful of times.
Oh yeah, I'm on my 4th account.
What? Sounds expensive.
So like they're just banning you, and you have to go create a new account, and you start all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So here's what happens. We leave our clan open because I want people to come, and whether I beat them or whether they beat me, I want them to come to the clan and just talk shit against me, right? That's kind of my goal. That's what I live for. And when they come and join the clan, they can see the previous chat. That's how Clash Royale works. And when me, Mike, and Alex are together, I mean, we say some pretty stupid shit. And so they get to read all that, and they'll go and they report our comments. And I've had 3 accounts banned because of it.
I was actually going to go look and see, because I feel like not only that, it's also like our clan names. Like you just know off the get-go, like it might be like Super Straight Bros. We're not gay. Okay, so our current clan is called Uncut Hogs.
Oh, jeez.
He said when you say it out loud, it sounds kind of fucked up.
Kind of dirty.
Yeah, it sounds worse.
So yeah, we are Uncut Hogs. So if you want to download this game, or if you have it already and maybe you're not in a clan, look for
level 13 is where I'm at in this game.
Look for Uncut Hogs. You'll know it's us because it says we're not gays, bros in cut off jean shorts. Get immediate co. Use your war attacks or don't. Who cares?
Wow. You guys should be playing the country song in there. Like if you could add a song.
Oh yeah, the banjo. Like
yeah.
So, I wanted to get you on here because obviously, you know, you've had some time playing games. You're a little bit older than us, not too much, but you know, I'm sure you've had some good times in arcades. And I remember you told me you have like a funny NES story to share. That was kind of like an early memory of the NES for you.
Yeah. So 2 questions. Yeah. The first question is, 1, what was your rank in the game? You got to go back to that. And then 2, how old are you?
Rank in what game? Oh, Clash Royale?
Clash Royale, yep.
I made it in the top 1,000. It was 700 and something, 734, I think it was.
Crazy.
How many people play?
Yeah.
A lot. He sent me a video of he was up against like a Russian streamer. Like how crazy?
Oh, like a dude actually is on YouTube and he's streaming?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
We still need to find someone who can like let us know what they're saying, because I can't imagine with you just spamming them and stuff. Like I want to know what they're saying.
He got animated for a little bit there, and yeah, I'm dying to know what he was saying.
Send me that video when we're done, and we'll go through it and see what we can find.
Okay, all right. And I'm 45.
Okay, so not that much older than us. No. Born in 1980. We can dig it. All right.
So yeah, the NES story. So a little backstory. I grew up in a trailer park. We could never afford our own gaming systems. Oh, we got another one.
Me too.
All right.
We moved our trailer from one trailer park to the next, so that's awesome.
Oh shit! No, we didn't. We couldn't do that. We didn't have anything to haul it with. And also,
all right, so I was rich.
I had issues with boundaries, apparently. So this kid across the street from me, he had an NES, and he used to let us come over there and play. He was like 16 or 17. He could drive. I was 9 or 10 or so. He used to let us come over there and play.
Sounds like
I remember
already.
You sound like what?
He sounds like a creep already if he's 17, letting a 9-year-old come over there and play with him.
Yeah, man. Looking back, there's a lot of creeps in the trailer park. A lot of creeps. But yeah, he used to let us come over and play, and I remember being completely blown away by the duck hunt, the gun, and how it worked, because it worked on any TV, right? I mean, it was just fucking magic. So I quickly became like in love with the NES, and I was never gonna ever have one. And so I was sitting home one day, and I knew his name was Paul. He left for work. So I just walked across the street over to his trailer and unplugged all his shit, his NES, and brought it back over to my trailer and plugged it in and started playing it. And he got home. He got home and came across the trailer. My drunk stepdad let him in and told him I was in my bedroom. So we come in there to grab his NES, and he beat the ever-loving piss out of me.
I bet.
And then, yeah. And then when my mom got home and she saw it clearly, I mean, I was pretty messed up and pretty gnarly. She asked what happened, so I explained to her, and she said, "Well, I bet you probably won't do that again."
Shit!
This was a 17-year-old kicking the shit out of a 10-year-old. Now, I'm not saying I didn't deserve it, right? But I mean. Wow. So yeah, that's my first NES story.
Was he living with his parents too, and they were just gone as well?
I don't know where they were. I don't ever remember seeing those in his parents my entire life. They may not have even existed.
On his own.
Holy smokes, dude!
Jesus,
that is a crazy story.
You can't even look at an NES now without like shaking and shit.
Yeah, PTSD.
Just trauma response.
Haven't played Duck Hunt since.
Oh Lord. God, I feel like there was something else. So, what about like arcades? You spend much time in arcades? You know, like because we haven't really had much of like the traditional like what people would do as far as like stacking coins and reaching the leaderboards. You know, challenging your friends, any of that bullshit. You know, but it'd just be interesting to find someone who maybe did and like how it went.
Yeah, the arcades were kind of a, the only arcade game that I really, really got into was NBA Jam.
Oh yeah,
Oh yes, dude.
Yeah, that was the big thing. The arcade was more of a like a place for people to go. You know what I mean? It was great to play
You weren't even
games. Don't get me
necessarily playing
wrong.
games. You were just hanging out.
Yeah, it was just a place where all the kids went to, and kind of from there is when you actually made your plans at the arcade, and then kind of went and did the real plans. But that was always the starting point was the arcade. Spend
So you probably
five,
rode your
ten
bike
bucks
over there.
there. Oh yeah, yeah.
he said I did
Rode
have
my
one of
bike.
those.
Did have a bike. It was stolen too, but it's okay. So arcades for me were the bowling alley, right? So my parents bowled, and they would give us quarters for the night, and we would spend those suckers in the first 30 minutes, and they were bowling for hours, and so we'd have to go back and beg for quarters. And yeah, like Cruising USA, NBA Jam, those were the two big ones. Cruising USA and NBA Jam. I was trying always to get my initials at the top of those at the bowling alley.
Yeah, yeah. Mike, did you spend any time in an arcade at all?
No, it was kind of
There's
the
not
same
one
thing.
here,
Yeah, we
right?
really don't have one. So
This is a little town that he lives in, and he lived here his whole life. I lived in the bigger city in Wichita, so we had a lot more stuff to do.
I remember like Aladdin's Castle, like in the mall.
Oh yeah,
They had that for a little while, and sometimes when we'd go to the mall, we'd kind of go hang out in there. But
we had this big time arcade called the Copper Q in Wichita, and it was like I never got to go there because all the older people went there. But it was like this place that just seemed like it was mystical. Like it seemed like if you ever got to go in there, like it was just the coolest place ever.
like some club that you
Yeah,
can't get into or
right.
something.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be super cool. I never got to go in there. It's closed down now, but the arcade was just this mystical place that I never really got to go.
I still feel like it'd be really cool to open like a brick oven pizza place with a bunch
Heck
of like
yeah,
tap
dude.
beer, and then have like some pinball machines and shit like that. Like I think that'd be a real cool spot to have
That
around
place we
here.
went in Dallas would have been cool if they would have done
It
it
didn't
right.
suck so fucking bad.
But it was hot in there, and they just didn't have a good vibe. Like it was
half
laid
the
out. It was
equipment
laid out
was
weird,
broken, and
yeah, it was just it wasn't awesome. But
no, it definitely was
We have a
not
place
awesome.
like that still up here where I live in Rockford, Illinois. It's called Nickel World.
oh,
Um,
nice.
all the games are a nickel, and it's got a little pizza joint inside there. And I haven't heard anything about them in a few years. I'm not sure if they're still open, but they lasted a really, really long time.
So a
So somebody
lot of what
else.
these guys are doing now is it's just like 10 or 12 bucks, and you can go in and play any game you want forever, and that's fun. But it also takes a little bit of the fun out of it because you can't lose. You just keep playing,
Yeah.
and like there's not an end to the game, right? And so
There's-
it used to be you had to make your quarter last, and now it's like I don't care if I die, I'm just going to get to start over.
Yeah, there's no skin in the game now.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's still cool to go play like WrestleFest. I hadn't played WrestleFest in
I know.
forever, and
That's
that game it
crazy.
was so fun. I loved that game in the arcade back then. So that was really cool to see WrestleFest, and then the Ninja Turtle game's always fun.
Yep. How far are you from Chicago?
Downtown, an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Ooh, we had a
Okay.
wild time in Chicago
Yeah, so
last year.
we spent some time in Chicago, and it was a little crazy. So I was like, man, hopefully we can go back again this year or something, and
I'll be up
catch
there.
up with you, do some live stuff.
Yeah, it's a fun city.
Chicago's crazy, dude. That downtown area was nuts. We went to this place that had it was a 4-tier bar. It was like a different theme on each tier.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wild. Each one of them was way different, and they had different stuff going on. It was cool.
We literally left that night, and this dude outside's like, "You guys have fun?" And we're like, "Yeah, it was cool." And he's like, "You want some cocaine?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
He wasn't just a dude.
He was the dude.
He was a black midget.
I didn't think we had to get into all that, but still just a guy.
Black cocaine dealing midget.
Yes. He was. That was like epic. It was like there's nothing, you can't get any better. That's the joke all the time, is the black midget's gonna sell you cocaine and hose, and he did part of it. And I think if we would have bought his cocaine, the other part might have happened.
Would have came. Yeah, for sure.
See, is that
Actually, Mike was
DEI
around.
then, or what?
Like, these white guys aren't cutting it. We gotta
diversify.
Jesus Christ. E116.
E116.
The black midget coke dealer.
That's got to get cut out. We can't talk about black midgets.
We're gonna get fucking canceled on this.
We're gonna have no sponsors. We're gonna have no platform. They're all gonna say you're done.
We'll call it the NES Beatdown.
NES Beatdown. Yikes.
That's rough.
Bottom Bros NES Beatdown.
I like it. That's what we'll do. And then I'll just let AI go crazy with it. Like, what does this mean to you?
Retro Rewind is back.
Ooh.
Guess what? It's still powered by the Regent Theater.
That's right.
Check out Lilo and Stitch this week.
So
also,
good.
I didn't see it yet. My kids saw it.
Oh.
I think you guys went to see it.
Yeah, we did. It's great. And some people are trying to talk shit on it, but
it made a ton of money. Like, it did great for Disney.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, but we're also going to be doing an event in July.
Big event. This is
so
huge, guys. We want this to be so big down here in Wellington.
Yep.
We are doing a Back to the Future 40th anniversary block party at the Regent. Cartridge and Quest is sponsoring the movie, so you guys can go see the movie completely free at 7:30.
Yeah, not only that, I'm going to have the grill out there. We're going to be doing some sort of food. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't even know what.
Tell us what you want. If you want something specific, let us know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do something. I think we're actually going to have a beer garden down there. We're going to block off the block.
Yep, the street's going to be blocked off. We're going to have vendors down there. Jerry's going to have a beer garden.
And we're keeping it as cheap as possible. We're not doing like $12 beers or anything like that.
It's like, going to be cheap.
Dude, we just want people to show up, have a good time. And it's right before the 4th of July. Like, come out, kick off your 4th of July well.
Exactly.
And it's going to be a good time, man.
We're going to have a real life DeLorean down there for you to take pictures with. That's the coolest
it's
thing. The only one that I found in Kansas. Like, I don't know if you guys have even ever seen one because they're so rare. Like, come check out the DeLorean. It's going to have those gull wings open. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to take pictures with it.
Ops, man. How cool.
It's going to be so cool. If you want to dress up.
Anniversary?
It's the 40th. Like, it was 85 July. And it's the day it came out, July 3rd.
I told my dad that. I was like, hey, guess what, old ass? You know, it's like, this is 40 years ago. He's like, no shit.
Way.
I was like,
it came out July 3rd, 1985. Like, to the day, we're doing it on July 3rd, 2025. So to the day.
That's
and
nuts.
If you want to dress up like Marty McFly or Doc or whoever, dress up, come out, have fun. I mean, I guess you could dress up as Biff Tannen if you want, but he's a dork.
The fuck ass.
But July 3rd from 6 to 7:30 is the block party. The movie is right after. Come get popcorn. Come get concessions from Jerry, buy some beer, buy some food from Mike, look at the vendors. We don't know who's going to be down there yet, but we're going to get as many vendors down there as we can.
Are we going to do like a live podcast at that point? Because that'd be really cool if we could. We could just set up a table and just sit there and hang out with people, maybe do some interviews from people who want to hang out and remember seeing it for the first time.
I didn't even think about that, but that would be sweet.
That'd be interesting. Something to look into.
So we'll be talking about that from now until then. We'll have some flyers out. We'll get flyers put around Wellington. We're gonna put them on social media. So come check that out. Make this a big deal. It's close to the Wheat Festival. Don't let that deter you. Come out, check it out. Let's get this downtown hopping on July 3rd for Back to the Future night, man. This is gonna be cool.
Great time.
Retro Rewind. Cartridge and Quest Retro Rewind. It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah.
I'll get used to it. It'll get better.
It never does. It never does.
Computers. 1993. Adobe released Acrobat and PDF format in June of 1993. Dude, are you sleeping because it's awesome?
Sorry. What?
Because PDF was invented this week in 1993. Fool, how
I
is
still
that?
use
Born?
that shit a lot.
I know. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that was created this week that we still use.
That's how I signed my contracts.
With PDFs.
Yeah, I got to sign it and send it back as a PDF.
Yeah, you do. And Adobe created the format, and it's huge still. So it revolutionized document sharing, and it's just an awesome format. It's easy. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, this one might be a little boring, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'll try to make it as exciting as possible. PHP, personal homepage tools. I don't know why they left the T out. I feel bad for the T. But
the T is silent.
The T is silent, which doesn't happen very often. So PHP 1995 is a server-side scripting language that would and still wake up, fool, powers countless websites and was publicly released by Reminisce Lerdoff on June 8th. That guy's probably super famous, and I've just butchered his name. But
Rasmus Lerdoff.
Rasmus Lerdoff. So this came, last week.
Yeah,
we talked about Bill Gates saying the internet's going to be huge, and we slept on it.
Guess what, fuckers?
And now this thing is introduced, and this is like, it's server side, which means it's fast because it's not having to do anything on your computer, and it was reactive, and we still use it. You talked about WordPress.
Mm-hmm.
WordPress is about 40% of every website.
I fucking hated WordPress.
Okay, but it's about 40% of every website, and
cool.
and WordPress uses PHP.
Okay.
Still today, from 1995 to 2025,
people use WordPress.
40% of the freaking internet uses WordPress.
Dumb bitches.
Wow, you just called 40% of the population.
It's like the 60% are the Macs and the 40% are like your Dells and shit. Like that's what this is. Like, you dumb bitches haven't caught on yet. You'll get there someday.
WordPress is it's out there and it's easily accessible.
So is AIDS. Doesn't mean it's cool.
Whoa. Is it though?
I don't know. All those celebrities sang about it, so maybe not.
I think not.
The fuck?
1997, Compaq released the TFT 500 flat panel display on June 2nd. This is the very first early example of the LCD screens that we use today. Before this, we had the huge, like this big,
shitty
CRTs,
ass block,
heavy,
fucking
like
green screen ass.
This was one of the first examples of a flat panel display.
I still remember the fucking smell from the heat of those goddamn
when
monitors.
You would turn it off or when it would turn on for the first time.
Yeah.
Golly, dude, that was insane. And it would make that noise. Like you could hear it was like a buzz, and it was just like, ooh. Yeah, so this was one of the very first flat panels that came out and replaced those bulky CRTs, and we still use a version of that stuff now. So, dude, we have at work, we've got portable LCD monitors now where it's one cable, it's this thin, and you just plug it in your laptop. It's like
TVs are getting cool as fuck.
Yeah,
too.
they are.
It's wild.
They showed off rollable TVs.
They're getting bigger and cheaper, and like the technology is just absolutely insane.
I said rollable.
I don't give a fuck. I don't even know what that means.
You know what that means?
No.
You know what that meant for us?
Like when
it meant they rolled that sucker in and it was this big old CRT.
Oh, yeah,
What I'm talking about is it rolls up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like a fucking magazine?
Yes.
Beat your dog with it or something?
Yes, you just hit Thor with it and then go watch TV on it.
Unfold this bitch like watch my show. The fuck? But who the fuck wants to roll a TV?
Handkerchief in your back pocket and you just hang it up there.
Who the fuck wants to roll up a TV?
But
somebody just sitting there watching TV like, God damn, I wish I could roll this fucker up.
Gotta go now. I don't know. But it's a thing. So they're rolling them. And I think what that's going to end up turning into is just being able to like make them more portable, right? Anyway, 1998, June 8th to be exact, AOL, America Online, announced they purchased ICQ.
I know what the fuck that means.
Yes, you do. This was an instant messaging platform that we all use.
AOL Messenger?
No, man. This was ICQ.
I don't know.
You don't remember ICQ? It was the green flower with the one red.
Oh, I do vaguely. Now that you say that, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, you do remember this.
That's crazy.
Yes. So AOL bought this 2 years after it came out, because their platform kind of sucked, and so they bought this instead because this thing was huge. They bought it for $287 million, and it was short. So ICQ was actually I seek SEEK but it was IC and then the letter Q.
That's weird.
So it was super popular. Everybody back then knew what ICQ was, and we all used it.
I did MSN Messenger.
Yes. I think we all had a bunch. We had multiples.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my favorite thing to use back then was Trillion. And Trillion brought them all together into one. You signed into all of them, and then you could just message across the platforms. Trillion was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So ICQ got bought by AOL in 1980 or for $287 million. And actually, what I saw when I was researching this is ICQ just shut down in 2002. So they were still going.
Damn, that's wild. But looking at it, it's like, okay, so fucking 4 years.
Huh?
You said 2002?
2022 is what I meant to say.
Holy shit.
Yes, like 2 years ago.
I was like, so they lasted 4 years? Big fucking deal. No,
2022 they shut down.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why were they even necessary in the
I don't know what they were doing. Like, I couldn't tell you. I guess they were still doing messaging.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's computers for this week. I know that's the worst part, so we got through it. Games, 1998. The Game Boy Color was announced at E3. That, my friends, was the answer to the cartridge conundrum last week. We had a ton of engagement on this cartridge conundrum. I was super happy with this one.
I'm going to be honest. Anytime you ask one of these cartridge conundrums, I'm like, I have no fucking idea, and I don't think another second about it. It just goes out my mind, and I'm just like, eh. And you're like, oh yeah, the answer. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a question.
Yeah. Well, so the Game Boy Color was the answer, and a lot of people were like, well, the very first color handheld was the Game Gear, and I'm just like, guys, I didn't say anything about the very first one.
Shut up, bitch.
It was Nintendo's very first one, because we were talking about Zelda and Mario and Pokemon, and those were on Nintendo platforms.
Yeah.
So Game Boy Color was the answer last week. 2001, the highly influential puzzle game Bejeweled.
This kind of started the whole like fucking Candy Crush shit.
I think so, but I think really Tetris started it. If you want to really go back,
Tetris.
What? Tetris is the original.
I will stand by that. Fuck Tetris.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, we're rage baiting that this week.
People are gonna fucking love to hate on that, but I fucking hate it.
Tetris was awesome.
Dr. Mario is better.
It was the same thing. With
it was fucking Mario and pills. I love Mario and pills.
I still think about Tetris when I'm like loading a truck or loading the back of a van. I'm like, oh yeah, I can fit that there. Like that'll go right there. It's straight up and down. I can fit this in there. No.
You talking about loading a truck?
Yes, loading a truck.
A trunk?
A truck.
Oh, okay.
Or
putting junk in the trunk. Go ahead.
Jeez.
You're in trouble now. You didn't even do it, and you're in trouble.
I didn't. Yeah, whatever. Yes, Bejeweled. It was for the PC. It started a lot of things. I feel like it was a jumping point for a bunch of games. When mobile started, like a lot of the stuff went after Bejeweled, right?
Yep.
Also in 2001, Crazy Taxi 2 for the Dreamcast. You didn't play this? This was fun, dude. Like, so Crazy Taxi was, you would take jobs to go pick someone up, and they would pay you a certain amount of money to do it. And there was all kinds of calamity.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Like there was all kinds of things. You had all kinds of obstacles you had to get through to get to them, and then get there on time because they needed to be there in a certain time. And then you'd get paid a certain amount of money, and then you could go upgrade your car and all that kind of stuff. So Crazy Taxi was fun. So Crazy Taxi 2 came out in 2001 on the Dreamcast.
Am I crazy, or are you talking fast as fuck?
Is there something else besides T in this?
I don't know. I just felt like I was just listening to you rapid fire. I was like, holy shit.
Here's what happened. Okay. I'm not going to lie. This has been in my mind for about 3 days. I was listening to a guy on a live on TikTok, and I got him to look at one of our clips.
Yeah.
Live on his TikTok page.
Okay.
And it was a 45-second clip of us talking about cheesecake.
Fucking love cheesecake.
And he's like, that seemed like it took forever.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, if there's a way for you to like take that 45 seconds and do it at 1.5 speed, I think it would get a lot more engagement. And I was like, bro, that's honest. Like,
yeah.
dang, okay.
I mean, I can speed the podcast up while I'm editing. I can make it.
Well, that doesn't help my clips, and I can't really do my
That's true.
I can't really put my clips at 1.5. But it was just something where I was like, a lot of times what I'll do when I'm clipping is I can go in and automatically just take out the pauses or the ums and that kind of stuff, and it'll make it faster and make it seem like we're not like pausing. But so I was talking fast, probably because that was in my brain. That guy saying it needed to be quicker.
I like it.
I don't know if I do or not, but it was there, and that's probably why I was talking fast. Plus, I feel like you put a gummy in this because I talk fast when I'm on a gummy.
There's a lot of stuff in there. That's a Long Island, so I mean, there's like 4 different types of liquid.
You guys still like ice?
Fuck.
Do these things still let ice come through?
Yeah, they do. Because I can hear your loud ass.
Oh, man. Okay. 2007. No. Let's move back. 2005. The Unity game engine. This is a big one, dude. Unity game engine was released on June 8th at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. This engine would become a massively popular game development across many platforms. So Unity, Cuphead, Fall Guys, and Among Us are probably the biggest ones that used Unity as the rendering engine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the biggest one is Unreal. Everybody knows Unreal, right? Mm-hmm. But Unity is another one, and it still gets used a lot. I mean, mobile games use this a lot, Unity. But yeah, those 3 are probably the biggest that used Unity, and that came out in 2005. So that thing's 20 years old, and people are still using it.
Yeah.
So, 2007, Forza Motorsport 2 for the Xbox 360, Mario Party 8 for the Wii, and Shadowrun for the PC and Xbox 360 came out. So, I've played 2 of those. I don't know that I ever played Shadowrun.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Me either. You ready for this? I feel like we need to play the Bulls opening ceremony.
No, we don't.
Oh, no. Okay. All right, Quest comrades. Cast your mind back to 2009 for this cartridge conundrum. The air was thick with Mountain Dew fumes and the hum of a million Xbox 360s because E3 was absolutely bonkers. Microsoft, always trying to level up, pulled a huge surprise out of their hat. They unveiled this revolutionary controller-free input device for the Xbox 360 that was codenamed Project Natal, and it promised to let us ditch our greasy gamepads and just flail our arms and shout at the TV to play. So for this, for all you seasoned gamers and tech historians out there, here's your cartridge conundrum for this week. What was the final official retail name for this groundbreaking controller-free motion sensing Xbox 360 technology when it finally hit the market? You got it?
I know this one because I shared a story about it with my siblings. So if you have been listening from day one,
you
already know. But yeah,
I feel like this one's easy mode. I feel like everybody should get this one.
Yeah, I want to see everybody commenting on this one.
This one should be pretty big.
Who's going to be the first to comment?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Keith, he held back this week, but there was a lot more comments. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I feel like this one's pretty easy mode, but thought it was kind of fun. All right, pop culture. There's a lot here. I'm going to try to get through it quick, but there's just a lot of stuff that happened from just right before we were born all the way down until after we graduated, and it's mostly movies and like pop culture. Really should probably be called TV's a movie because that's really what it is. But 1983 War Games starring Matthew Broderick. Do you remember this? Did you ever watch this?
Mm-mm.
So he was a kid and he played video games, right? And he accidentally hacked into the military, and so he accidentally hacked into a top secret military supercomputer called WOPR, WOPR, War Operation Plan Response. He thought he was playing a new video game called Global Thermonuclear War, but unknowingly he triggered a real-world nuclear bomb, and he had to figure out how to get the U.S. government to not get him in trouble and turn it off. And so he decided he was going to tell them it was a game, and they needed to figure out how to convince the military to not start World War III.
That sounds pretty cool.
I know, but it was 1983, and so Matthew Broderick, you know him, right?
Is that Ferris?
It is Ferris.
That's what he's doing with his day off.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Starting a nuclear war.
Nuclear wars.
Fuck.
1984, franchise power. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. I don't say boo. I'm not going to say
another
boo.
thing that's fucking terrible. Star
I'm not.
Trek.
Oh my gosh, you're going to go there?
Boring.
He's
so
going
goddamn
there.
boring. And I gotta say, I kind of thought the same thing about Star Wars, but now I'm like almost to the end of the fucking Obi-Wan series, about to do like 4, 5, and 6, and I'm like, all right,
he's sucked into that one.
But I have seen some Star Trek. I'm like, God damn, it's boring.
It's a nerdier version for sure. Like it's definitely nerdier than Star Wars, I would say. But yes, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. I wasn't gonna go there. Like I was just gonna say I'm not a fan, but you went there.
Fucking nerds come at me. I don't care.
Okay, so June 8th, 1984.
Mm-hmm.
2 huge movies.
Okay.
Number 1, Ghostbusters. Who are you gonna call?
Yeah, absolutely huge.
There it is.
That's
right
crazy.
There. They're here to save the world. Boom, Ghostbusters. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and those other 2 guys.
You're gonna have people like, fuck you, man.
This movie's great, dude. We watch it every Halloween. The freaking soundtrack is still a slap.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. And then the second one, a lot weirder, but still cool, Gremlins.
Gremlins was fucking weird, but it was a good one.
Super weird. Those gremlins were creepy and probably gave me nightmares. I know I had one. I remember having a gremlin, like a stuffed animal or.
What do you think would happen if you pissed on a gremlin?
Doesn't it smoke?
I don't know.
I thought it did. Thought that happened in the movie.
Yeah, with water.
Oh, water.
You think it's like piss is any different?
I doubt
it. Beer, like it turns into like a fucking hillbilly.
It's just water with other stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I want to know your opinion on this one. 1985, the adventure comedy, The Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
Goonies Never Say Die. Good, bad? Do you remember it? Did you watch it? Is it a big deal to you?
I liked it, and it was kind of fucking weird. But, whatever. Everything was weird in the 80s.
Hey, you guys! Right? That's from that?
Jesus Christ.
Can't do that? Got him. I got him. That's the biggest laugh on the podcast so far. He's red-faced. I got him.
I'm gonna clip that shit and just randomly pop it into the podcast.
We can retire because that is the biggest laugh.
Oh fuck. I hope everybody else finds that as entertaining as I did, because I don't know. God damn it. He said I quit. He's just stopping.
Oh, no, I'm not over there.
What the fuck just happened? Now he's on the phone.
1987. Harry and the Hendersons. You remember this?
I'm aware of it.
I watched this movie a bunch. Like Bigfoot's always been a big deal, right? And so they thought they hit Bigfoot. They thought they killed him, so they threw him on top of the friggin' Clarkmobile or whatever, on top of the
wagon or something.
The station wagon, and they take him home, and he's alive. And it's like, holy crap, we got this big, scary monster, hairy monster looking right at us in our face. And he ends up being like the nicest,
super chill,
coolest, but he's so big that it just makes everything funny. And so it's a funny movie. Like I haven't gone back and watched it in I bet I haven't seen that movie in 25 years, but dang, that makes me sound real old. But yeah, I mean, it was funny. I remember watching it as a kid. It was on a lot.
I feel like I'm gonna have to visit a few of these, and
I know I have this one at home on my Plex server, so I definitely know we can watch this one without having to figure out where it's at. All right, 1989. This one was heavy, dude. I don't know if you watched this movie, but Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams. He's a professor at an all boys school, and he's a little bit wacky. But he's not normal Robin Williams. Like it's a pretty heavy movie. And like he gets these guys to kind of band together. One of the guys ends up committing suicide, and it kind of wrecks him a little bit and kind of messes him up. And so this movie, I mean, It was meant to be heavy. It was critically acclaimed. It wasn't a comedy. It wasn't anything that was supposed to be super fun, but it was
No.
a heavy one.
It's always interesting to see somebody like Robin Williams in a serious role.
Yeah.
Or like Jim Carrey or someone like that.
Right.
And it's like,
I agree. Yeah. And he did a great job and he was really good at it. But yeah, this one was heavy. 1989, No Holds Barred. Hulk Hogan. This is what he went off to do.
this is why he left.
This is why he left. No, he was still around. This was, but he did go off to do movies. And yeah, so this wasn't a great movie. I mean, he wasn't a great actor. This happens a lot now. Like wrestlers are actors a lot now, and it's
WWE has their own like
well, they
film
used to.
production.
I don't know if they do anymore.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know they did, and it was.
Well, I think that one of their newer movies was called No Holds Barred with Kane in it, like that after this. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. But he was definitely a better wrestler than he was an actor. 1990, Arnold Schwarzenegger, sci-fi blockbuster Total Recall. Meh.
Didn't watch it.
Meh. Whatever.
Okay.
1991. I definitely remember this movie. Don't tell mom the babysitter died, or don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. It had Kelly from the Bundys in it. What is her name? Christina Applegate.
Mm-hmm.
And their mom leaves for the summer or something, and leaves them with a babysitter, and the babysitter dies immediately. Like, it's this old hag, and she just dies. And they're like, well, we can't tell mom because then she'll have to come back, and we want to be free. And so they like put her in this trunk and send her to the morgue. And then they realized that mom paid cash, and the cash was in her pocket. And so all the money is with her. And so they have no money for the entire summer. And so they send in a fake resume to some company, and they get this really well-paying job. And so one of the sisters is making a lot of money, and the other kids are just doing all kinds of crazy crap at home. And it's just a typical 90s.
Don't think I watched it.
Yeah, I definitely watched it a few times, but it wasn't not my favorite movie. 1994, the FX channel launched on June 1st.
Hell yeah.
I know you say that, but like it was lame for a long time.
I'm sure it was, but I feel like now FX, anytime I cross FX, like that's the thing, I never watch TV, but if I'm like in a hotel or something, it's like generally FX has something good on.
Yes.
It's usually something funny or I don't know.
I mean, they had Justified, which was awesome. They had The Shield, which was awesome. They have Always Sunny.
Always Sunny is so fucking good.
And so, yes, now FX is great, but I think up until like 2002, it was pretty lame. Like it started out as like a show in an apartment. Like they would like be in this apartment with two people, and they'd be talking, and then they would go show like old shows, like syndicated stuff from Fox. It was weird. So they finally found their groove because FX is cool now. And then now there's FXX, which I think is just movies.
I hear they're gonna do FXX6.
No, I don't think so. That sounds too racy. Okay, 1996, the action-packed Michael Bay film The Rock, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, exploded into theaters in June 7th. Meh.
Didn't watch it.
1997, Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in Con Air.
Con Air was badass.
Okay, I feel like these are basically the same movie.
Just one's in the air.
And somebody said that Nicolas Cage had to put a movie out in the first week of June where he was just like diffusing crisis.
Okay.
Because these sound like the exact same movie. One was on a rock and one was on an airplane, but Nicolas Cage is just like,
I like it. Then he started stealing the fucking Independence.
Yeah,
freaking.
What are you saying?
I don't know. The words just escaped me as I was going. Declaration of
Independence.
That thing.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
Is that the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You were talking about Jim Carrey, June 5th, 1998, The Truman Show.
That was wild.
Wasn't it?
It was pretty wild.
He's still, I mean, he's right behind you. So we'll be careful what we say, but he is a weird dude. But he like dug into this. Like he was this guy. What's his name?
Truman.
No. Isn't this Andy Warhol?
The fuck are you talking
Is
about?
that this movie?
What? Bitch, are you talking about when you're trying to be the comedian?
Yes, this is not this
Jesus
one.
Christ.
This is not this one.
Truman Show is like where he's in a fake world and everybody around him is actors, like even his
That's
wife.
what
is an
I was
actor.
trying to ask you before I made myself look dumb and you wouldn't say anything.
God damn it.
And then you let me be dumb and then you figured
And he
it
said
out.
Warhol. I'm like,
Typical Mikey. Let me fail before you jump in.
It's so much more fun that way. Just let it. It's like watching a car wreck, and it's like you just wait for it to hit me. Like, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
All right. I did not see this movie, but 2001 Swordfish. Everybody knows what was in this movie.
Halle Berry.
I know. Yes, Halle Berry was naked. I didn't ever see it, but we all knew it.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal in
Was
2001.
Billy Bob Thornton in that as well?
I don't see him on the run sheet. It was Travolta, Jackman, and Halle Berry.
I don't know. Okay.
I put this one in there for you, buddy. 2001, Food Network, Unwrapped.
Such a great show.
If you didn't watch every episode of Unwrapped,
I feel like I need to go back and revisit it because it's like I've always loved the science behind food, and that's why I like food. I feel like people have a love and appreciation for food, but it's like if you don't understand why it does the things that it will do, like you can't like evolve as a cook. You know what I mean? Like if you understand the science behind it and why things taste good, it makes it better. And that's why these companies spend fucking millions of dollars hiring scientists to do the perfect amount of like salt and fat and sugar because then you're addicted. So they figured all this out. And seeing Unwrapped, seeing like your favorite snacks, seeing how they're like mass produced, which I guarantee everybody in like other countries is like, oh fuck, all your food's just mass produced. And it's like, but it's cool to see how it's done. You know what I mean? Like you get to watch a Twinkie get made, like that's crazy. Or Doritos, you know, it's like, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just really interesting to see like where this food is coming from, even though it's not just out of a fucking garden or something.
This show was so cool. Like I watched so much Unwrapped. Like the guy from Double Dare. What's his name?
Yeah, Mark Summers.
Mark Summers. Just the production and the way that they went in and showed it, and like they got real close in on conveyor belts and would show.
It really makes me want to go watch it now because
man, it was such a cool show, and people have tried to.
Somebody had to create the shit to make that too. You know what I mean? Like even like let's say a Snickers bar, it's like, oh, it's hit with a blast of air to give it the signature veiny girth. You know?
Wow.
I could have said that better, but I didn't want to.
You definitely could have made that.
I didn't want
to. Yeah. I mean, this was a super cool show. I watched a ton of Unwrapped, and now Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Weird throwback there, but he's definitely in there.
2002 HBO crime drama The Wire premiered. I've tried to watch The Wire a couple times. I've never gotten through it, but I've heard it is one of the best TV shows
I've heard
ever.
good things, but I never even tried.
2004, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban premiered on June 4th.
Love me some Harry Potter.
Do you know what movie this is in the series?
The third.
The third one. That's right. Good job. I feel like you might have cheated.
I know my Harry.
Maybe. Any good stories? Anything you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. Hell's Kitchen. I also put this one in there for you. Hell's Kitchen 2005. This is Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, and he does have a restaurant in Vegas, and I really want to go try it because I've heard a lot of people go and say like, yeah, it's actually really good.
We've walked by it about 50 times when we've been in Vegas because it's right there where we stayed. So yeah. And then 2007, the star-studded heist film Ocean's 13. These were so cool, like the Ocean's movies, Ocean's 13.
I didn't watch it, but I've heard good.
You haven't seen these?
No.
Dude, when you have some downtime, you should watch these. They're so fun. Like Brad Pitt, there's so many people in them, and they're so just like the way that it's just cool. Like it's a cool experience just to watch the movie and see what's going on and see what happens.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're super fun movies. The first one, I think, Ocean's 13, I think is the Casino Vegas one, and that one's really cool and fun. So yeah.
I'm going to throw something out here real quick. So one of my buddies, Cody, Chef Cody, he was like one of the finalists on Hell's Kitchen and super talented chef. Like he's doing some amazing things, and he's actually talked about being a guest on here with us. So at some point, my buddy Cody's going to come on here and we're going to talk food. And I think he likes to nerd out about food as well, because, there's a lot of just cool shit you can do that a lot of people don't think about.
Awesome.
So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, he's great.
WCW Nitro, June 1st, featured Goldberg continuing his streak. I don't know if you remember this back then, but Goldberg was like unstoppable. He did not lose. He ended up being 173-0 during this run, and this is just right in the middle of that in 98. He ended up losing in December of 98. But yeah, he was just unstoppable, and just the fireworks and the way he came out and just the whole
Dude
deal.
was fucking built too.
He was
a monster.
He was cool. It was a pretty cool gimmick. I feel like that everybody wanted, like, that's, if you told anybody this is your gimmick, like, they're gonna say yes, give me that, right? Like, let me beat everybody. And
monster.
Yeah, and so I feel like not very many people got to do that, but he did. So 1993, I don't know why it's out of order. The WWF was in its final build to the very first King of the Ring pay-per-view. These were cool, man. Like, they did King of the Ring before this, but this was like the first big where it was like its own thing. And King of the Ring is just a tournament. Like, it was just a wrestling tournament. And so you would go through and you were seated and you do a bracket, and then the final person would get the staff and the crown, and they'd be crowned. And it was really whoever they were going to push that year for the title is probably who was going to win the King of the Ring. So you knew whoever won the King of the Ring, you were going to see a lot of them that year, probably leading up to WrestleMania the next year.
Yep.
And then I missed this one, so I want to go back to it because it's big news. 2001, the WWF bought WCW in May of 2001. This was shocking. I remember seeing this. I don't know if you were watching, but I remember seeing this. Vince McMahon's out there cutting a promo. He's talking about WCW. You're like, what the heck is he doing? And then up on the Jumbotron, and if you were like me, you had two TVs in your room, and you had WCW Nitro on top and WWF Raw on the bottom. What you saw when it came back from commercial break was you saw Shane McMahon on WCW Nitro in the ring, and you saw Vince McMahon on WWF Raw in the ring, and then on the Jumbotrons for each, you saw the other one, and you were like, holy crap, what happened?
I remember seeing that. It was crazy.
And so what happened, Vince bought this, but the storyline was Shane actually bought WCW out from underneath Vince, and so he screwed him, and Vince was just pissed about it. So, but this was, it was cool, but at the same time, it sucked because there was no more competition, and competition's what drove the Attitude Era. Competition's what drove the NWO to be awesome, like all of that stuff. And so there was no more competition, and so it just WWF got to do whatever they wanted. But this was wild to see.
They've always been good about like just doing crazy shit though. Like it, I don't know. They always found a way to push it for sure.
Yeah. So that's wrestling. Music, real quick. Wham! Everything She Wants. I don't know that song. That was 1985. I don't remember that one. And then Prince, All Around the World in a Day album was the album of the week. Something about, I don't remember the song. I had it in here, and for some reason my stuff's not saved. But this album, this was after Purple Rain. And it just it was big because he was Prince and he did everything he did was big, but Purple Rain was so big that this one, in my mind, like, Prince is Purple Rain to me. And so this one I just don't remember a whole lot about it. 1992, ska punk band Sublime released their first album, 40 Ounces to Freedom. Bad Fish was the biggest song. I went back and listened to this. I don't like it.
I was never big into Sublime. They had some, like, Santeria was.
That was probably their biggest one, right? And that wasn't on this. I don't think that was on this CD.
I was never really listening to Sublime.
1996, Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Crossroads, dude.
So my brother reminded me of a funny story, and it's something that I just, was erased from my memory. But my younger brother got a hold of me. He's like, man, when I heard you guys talking shit about Bone Thugs and Harmony, I thought you were going to share that story of our older brother. Like, I don't know what was going on. He was pissed about something. But anyways, he thought he had the Bone Thugs CD, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking ruin it, like we had these like textured walls and shit, and he was just gonna like rub it on the wall and ruin it. It's like, you fucking better not, whatever. So he made true on his promise and started rubbing the fucking thing against the wall. And then realized after he took his hand off, it was like our Diablo game or something. So he fucking just ruined Diablo beyond fucking repair.
Not playing that anymore.
But my brother's like, God, he's like, I was just waiting for this story and it never came through. I was like, God damn, I forgot. I never would have thought of it again if he wouldn't have said that. And I was like, fuck, I can like still remember him like rubbing the shit on the wall.
Hilarious.
Like, how fucking crazy. Like, what a crazy threat just to grab a seat.
I'm going to
ruin it. Like, what is going on?
Wow. So the Crossroads, that was a good song.
Yeah.
Metallica came out with Load on June 4th. Number one. I don't know if I could tell you a song off of Load, but I'm sure if I heard it, I'd know it.
No, for sure.
2002, Eminem, the Eminem Show.
My kids literally still ask me to play like Eminem in the car. I'm like, oh my God, we do the clean version.
Yeah.
The kids like have recently found Eminem and that it's like the old stuff still holds up.
It does. His stuff, man. This was his 4th album. Without Me is the biggest song on this one, and this is the Guess Who's Back. Mm-hmm. They still play a clip of this at every single Stars game when somebody comes out of the penalty box.
Yep.
And so this is the iconic superhero E-Man video, and so yeah, this was a big one. 2003, the number one album was Marilyn Manson, The Golden Age of Grotesque.
Shit.
Do we want to talk about what is the thing that Mandela effect that we like before the internet was like?
Yeah.
The
Everybody
the
knew this
lunch
rumor.
table spread this rumor across our entire country, and I don't even think it's true. But everybody knew that Marilyn Manson had taken 2 of his ribs out so he could do the dirty on himself.
Yeah, and he was Paul from Wonder Years.
Yes. Those 2 things about him.
What? Like, I saw like a picture of like a reunion for Wonder Years, and it had like the 2 main characters, and then it had Marilyn Manson with it too. I was like, God damn it. It got me.
That's hilarious. But shit. I don't know how we spread that rumor, but everybody
knew it.
Everyone
knew that rumor. But I remember getting like my first Marilyn Manson CD. Like my mom found it at like a garage sale or something and brought it, and she's like, do you know who this is? And I was like, yeah, do you? Like, what? And I remember
you wouldn't have bought it.
I can't remember if it was the name of the album or just like the first song, and it was called Cake and Sodomy.
Oh, jeez.
That's a good intro to what Marilyn Manson is for those of you who do not know.
Yes, exactly. That's a crazy one. And then that took Stained, 14 Shades of Grey took over that one in 2003 later in the week. I'm gonna tell
this
you
one. I guarantee this one got you.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Had a fucking chokehold. Probably still does.
I'm gonna tell you what. Burn.
Yeah.
Let it freaking burn, Usher.
Yeah.
Usher Confessions, 2004. He was the number one song and the number one album, and he should have been. Like, this dude is he was on fire back then.
Dude, I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. I brought up the whole anthem from last week to my wife, and I was like, how many times do you get down to? And she's like, I don't even know what that song is. And I played
it.
Yeah, I guarantee you know what it is. And I played it, and she's like, no, I don't know what that is.
What?
She'd never heard the Rough Riders anthem before. And I was like, I don't know how you listen to the music you listen to, like while you work out especially, and you haven't got down to this song yet.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I am shocked by that.
I know. I would have put my life on it.
I would have too, for sure. Like, I would have thought, for sure.
Easy. I would have put your life on it.
Right, yeah. 100% Mike's life on that one.
Just
that's music.
Damn.
I feel like I've created a beast here.
Yeah, it's just getting fucking bigger and bigger. And
yeah, I don't know. Is Retro Rewind its own thing?
Yeah. I will say I've been happily just letting this go along though, because we did get some new airmail this week, and normally I'm very excited about airmail, but we had that house on Jefferson send us some stuff. And let me just preface this real quick. Just because you send us airmail doesn't mean we have to do fucking shit with it.
Okay.
Like, I feel like we have to for the sake of this one. But if people just start sending us fucked up stuff, like I'm not gonna have anything.
I feel like you started it.
Excuse me?
By just saying, hey, give us $5 and he'll put beans in his pants.
Okay, and nobody's done that yet.
Yeah, well, now look what you did.
This is fucked. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because we got a package sent in, and it has 2 sodas. And a candy. So the soda flavor is pickle.
Yes, it is.
And barf. What the fuck? Who does that?
Apparently that house on Jefferson.
And then I will say this doesn't sound too bad, but we have some Sour Punch bites, and it's pickle roulette.
Yeah, so I think it's some good stuff, and then there's nasty pickle in there somewhere.
I'd rather just, if it was
Eat the
just
pickle?
fucking pickle, I'd just eat the pickle. Like, that sounds fine to me. Like, if there's a way to determine the pickles, I'll just fucking eat them. But
you guys know we're part of the Collector's Maze Network now, and so they've got a ton of shows on the network. You can check out some collectibles with the House of Geekery, or you can listen to the Realmcast, Mortal Kombat Online's official podcast. You can check both of those out. We're now on the site. You can go to collectorsmazenetwork.com/shows, and all the shows, they've got episodes, they've got links to websites, all that stuff. If it's nerdy, they've got you. And go check out Collector's Maze. Hopefully we've got some big things coming through these guys here in the summertime and throughout the fall. So
I'm ready.
Yeah, check these guys out.
Why am I winded?
I don't know. You said you got winded taking your pants off the other day, so
I did, and that was bad. That's the most fucked up thing. Like when you try to eat better, and I'm not saying I eat great all the time, but I will do better. So like, for example, like if I don't have breakfast, have like a salad for lunch, then like I don't feel bad eating whatever for dinner.
Yeah.
Work out like every day if I can, and then like go to take your pants off, and I'm like, why the fuck am I breathing so heavy? God damn it!
Does it stink?
I don't know.
You're not even gonna try?
I'm so scared to even just fucking smell it.
It's pink. It can't be that bad.
Oh, fuck.
It looks real bad from the. It makes me want to throw up just looking at that.
Take that.
Oh, great chunky flavor.
And then I'll give you the pickle as well.
Okay. Did we show them? Did you show them off here?
Fucking shit. And of course, I got my
heck yeah,
my AverageTrav. All right, I'm starting with pickle because.
Okay, we'll do it.
I don't know how this is gonna go, but
cheers to pickle. Thanks, that house on Jefferson.
Oh fuck!
That's not that bad.
It tastes like a fucking crayon.
It tastes like pickle.
Ugh.
That's not good, but it's not so bad.
I was just hoping it's gonna taste like pickle juice, and then I'm like,
you don't think it does?
I love no.
That second one, I shouldn't have done the second one.
It tastes like
I shouldn't have done that.
If sweet pickle was a crayon, that's what it tastes like.
I shouldn't have taken the second swig. Why did I do that? Okay.
God damn it.
Oh, gosh dang. Ready?
Ready for barf.
Cheers to barf. Thanks to that house on Jefferson. I freaking knew it.
Yeah, that's
it's all about the label.
Thank God, because
man,
no, that wasn't bad at all.
No, it doesn't. I don't even feel like it has a taste at all.
Yeah, I mean, it has a flavor of some sort, but it kind of just tastes like sugar. But it's definitely not crazy. Barf is better than pickle.
Barf is better than pickle, people.
With that being said, though, I'll stick to the Long Island.
Yeah, we got these New Jersey iced teas.
New Jersey iced tea, just drinking piss out of a trash can.
Man, same joke.
Okay.
2 nights in a row. Sour Punch bites, pickle roulette.
So this is going to be either green apple, lemon lime, watermelon, or pickle. I'm just going to take a few of them here. Oh, Jesus. And it's sour. God,
I love sour.
I do not like sour stuff. Fuck. All right. I've got like 4 of them here.
Are they all the same? Oh, some of them are going to be different. That's the deal.
It's cheating if you smell it, right?
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's try one.
Ugh. I feel like it's all just the same flavor, just melded together because it was like green apple pickle.
That did not taste like pickle. Okay. It did not taste like pickle.
Here's the first one I had. It must have been the pickle then because it tastes like green apple and pickle together. And now it's in my teeth.
I don't think I got a bad one.
All right, guys. Airmail's cool. People just start sending us random shit. Like I don't know. I don't know, man.
It was scarier. In our brain, it was scarier than it actually was.
Yeah, that's for sure. But with that being said, there's a lot of fucked up stuff out there on the internet that people could send us, and I don't know, man. I'm not trying to like peg you on the podcast or anything.
No, I definitely want that to happen. But it was good.
It was okay.
It was all right.
So I will say one of our listeners sent me something. It wasn't airmail, but he was like, "Hey, have you heard this?" And I was like, "No, what is it?" It's a song. Let me see. I always forget the artist name here. My buddy Lee sent this to me, and it's Eminem featuring Adele, and the song's called Praise, and it's like a worship song. And at first I'm like, holy shit, my first thought is like, why the fuck would Eminem be doing a worship song? Which I'm sure is what everybody else is thinking. And he immediately says, "Oh, by the way," he said it's AI, but it's still good. I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense now.
Wow. Okay.
But it's like, how crazy is it that you can like, and I've even seen like apps where it's like, hey, you could see what you sound like when you sing by like just doing some phrases, and it'll like use your voice for songs and stuff. So it is crazy that we're at this point in AI, and we keep talking about how it gets just crazier and crazier.
So we have, I mean, honestly, like we have some big news here because this whole time we've been doing this podcast,
Yeah,
we've just been prompts.
it's fake.
We're AI the whole time, and you guys didn't even know.
We literally can just text what we want to say and have this AI
That's right.
be us. And
It
how
is.
crazy is that?
It's nuts. It's crazy that VO3 is able to do this,
And no one even notices.
and nobody even knew. It's wild.
So
Anyway,
I remember telling my dad about how AI started, and there was like a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti.
yes, it was
And it was
terrible.
the craziest fucked up rendering like ever.
You saw the new ones?
And now like you actually search some of this VO3, it's crazy. Like, I mean, fabric changes and
They
different things
showed
like that.
spaghetti. They showed people eating
Yeah,
spaghetti
yeah,
again, and
and
it
it was
was real.
professional and it was steamy. I mean, it looked like a great plated, not even just spaghetti. It's like
Right.
plated well,
They
like
ate it right. Like they spun it. They put it in their
yeah,
mouth. They slurped it. Like they had
so
the
good. And
sound.
it
They had
has
the
the
motion.
voices, it has the sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
AI is getting insane. And to touch base on kind of what we just talked about with the whole AI thing, being a script, I remember hearing like this podcast of these people who are podcasters, and it
Yep.
was like this man and this woman, and they had them run this podcast just based on scripts. And then they said at one point, they're like, "Hey, you guys aren't real. You guys are AI."
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are reacting. The AI is reacting like, "Oh man," it's
What?
like,
I
"My
didn't
wife
even
isn't
know.
even real. I didn't know.
Like I
Like
didn't
they
know
told me I
that.
had a wife, and I had a wife, but now I don't. And it turns out we're just fake." And
Right.
how fucking crazy would it be that that's your reality, is to find out that like nothing is real, and it's all
It's
just
crazy. It's just hard to wrap your mind around it
it is.
because like that that program was programmed to think it was real the whole
Yeah.
time. It had a backstory, it had all of that,
Mhm.
and then for that thing to find out that it's not real, obviously it doesn't have emotions because it's not real, but
Yeah.
the fact that it was able to react that way.
How fucking crazy would you feel though if like something told you, like these people hearing God all the time or whatever, turns out it was just a script. You've been on this script, and this whole time you're just like, everything I know is just fucking crazy and
Yeah.
made up, and I just went with it.
I don't know, man. It's wild to think about it. It definitely feels like we're living in a sci-fi movie at times. Like,
Yeah.
it's really freaking weird, and uh, this stuff is only getting crazier.
Yeah. I'm glad that a lot of these platforms are using like AI generated tags under things, because it's like you're gonna see like Donald Trump just like punching babies, and everybody's
They,
like, "Oh man, he's such a monster." And it's like, "Oh, it's AI
they
generated."
have to. And here's the thing, like forever, if you've really looked at this stuff, you've been able to see like the
Oh,
uncanny
100%.
mouth.
Sure.
It's
6
harder.
fingers,
It's
like
harder now to see that stuff.
yeah.
And so there has to be metadata embedded in these things that tells us that it's AI, because it's just going to get too realistic, and you're not going to know what's real and what's not. And so
Yeah.
I do feel like these companies have to take a little bit of caution
Yeah.
and put something in there so that we know.
Almost like the military effect. Like if you ever watch a movie that's a military movie, like they intentionally will fuck up the uniforms because they
Oh,
don't want to
really? They
like
don't want to
show
look
exactly how we
real.
wear our uniforms, because then people can emulate it.
Mm.
So I almost feel like AI has to do something like you can do it 99% well, but you got to fuck up something or make
Mm-hmm.
something look glitchy or weird, or the
Mm-hmm.
eyes don't blink, or something
Right.
to, I don't know.
Well, I know, like I've got Gemini, and Gemini will put a little AI tag right at the bottom, and you'll see that
Sure.
it's AI generated, right? And yeah, I'm sure you could probably get that taken away if you tried hard enough and you really wanted something to look real. And plenty of people are going to want to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's got to be something that they add to it, that it's just like we know that this is, because it's almost to the point where it looks so real now
Yeah.
that you can't tell, and so it's only going to get better.
And I feel like it has to be governed to an extent. Like, you always want to keep the government out of, like, all
Absolutely.
the bullshit that you do. But I feel like there for a while, there was like something going on with like Taylor Swift fake nudes or something. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And it's like, it's to the point to where you're like, it can like borderline like ruin someone's
Yeah, absolutely.
identity. You know what I mean? With the bullshit. And everybody saw through it immediately.
Yeah, they knew
You
it
know what I
wasn't
mean?
real.
But still, it's like
But it's
the
because
thought
of
that
that
you could
person. Like, you knew that person wasn't going to do that. But
exactly like if someone did that to you, you'd be like, dude, that's so fucked up. Why would anybody do that?
nobody
But
even wants to see that.
I'm gonna do it now. Hey, Gemini.
But yeah, I mean, I really do think you're right. I don't want the government to have to step in and do something. So I think that AI companies have to do that themselves.
Yeah,
Like, govern it
exactly.
yourself. And like, I love the freedom that we have to be able to go out
Sure.
and generate this stuff and to do cool things and to figure all this out. But when it starts, when people are going to do bad stuff,
Yeah.
and if people wouldn't do bad stuff, then it'd be fine. But people
Yeah.
are going to do bad stuff, and so there's got to be a way to know that that this one's not real.
I think the AI tags like have to be a thing. I think if it is, 60% AI, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you need to have a tag. And I think anyone using it responsibly is not going to care.
Yeah,
because like if I have a short story idea that I want to use this program to like
Right.
make a trailer or even a short movie,
Yep.
it's definitely possible. But I'm not going to care if it says made by AI. It's like, dude, I don't care. I didn't have to get cameras and actors and
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it's not. I'm not going to even come close to saying it's as hard to go create something with AI as it is to actually go really create something.
Sure.
But to get what you actually want out of AI, it takes some work. Like it takes the right prompt. It takes saying the right things,
recreating and recreating and
telling it exactly what you want it to do and reiterating and asking for more and asking for different things. And so it's not nearly as hard as going and hiring actors and doing that whole thing, but it does still take work to get it done the way that you want it to get it done.
But with that being said, how many people do you think are getting pissed off by this? Like, I don't know if like Adele or Eminem's going to care that somebody did this AI bullshit and made this song, but like, what if this song goes off and has like millions of views and streams and stuff? People are going to want to monetize it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's when like, well, I want royalties because you're using my voice or whatever. But even then, it's like just being artists. Like I brought up the other day, it's like, man, I just sit at home, play my guitar a lot, and I would love to like write music, but like, having a drummer available to do stuff.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, there's got to be an AI drummer that can just listen to my tracks and find something similar. But it's like, how long before people aren't even creating fucking art or music or anything anymore because they can just say, hey, I've got this idea in my head, make it sound like this, and then it's like that's just what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Like I don't know. I mean, they've already done that some. Like it's already everything that is AI generated came from somewhere, right?
Sure.
And so it's definitely it's pulling from everything that it knows. It's not creating anything new ever.
Yeah, but the cool thing is I can put a picture of myself and say, hey, turn me into a cartoon in the style of Gravity Falls. And then I have my own, you know what I mean? Like that's stuff I would have paid somebody for before, you know what I mean? You get on Fiverr
the
and
Gravity
like, hey,
Falls people, or Gravity Falls people like, look, we would have had to create that because nobody can do that.
Yeah. So that's, I feel like it's just a double-edged sword. It's so great for people like us because, even just making, like we come up with some stupid ass title for our podcast, weekly. And then I can just say, hey, Chat GPT based on some of this stuff, like create me a YouTube banner. And it's always so fucking good. It's always stupid and crazy. And I love it. But,
I agree.
man, I don't know. Shit's getting out of control. And then every time something like this happens, it makes me think, what's next?
Yeah.
Like even with our phones, it's like, dude, it's got to be a matter of time before it just knows what I'm thinking and responds for me without me like doing anything.
I mean, I'm the most excited for right now is the ability to have a pair of glasses on that can tell me what's happening around me. Like I really want the XR
translating Spanish and stuff, doing GPS.
Yes, all of those things.
Man.
I want that, and I think that's going to be a really cool. Like I've already started testing some augmented reality stuff at work with glasses and kind of how if people can work that way instead of having monitors in front of them, they would have like a display in glasses and people would just be sitting at their desk like looking in glasses and working.
That's crazy.
So I've already started doing some of that stuff, but like just walking around town, like the Ray-Ban glasses, right? Like that's what I want in like with the ability to talk to it and to go out and check things and to
I do love what Google was doing though, because like the whole thing is like, hey, what's this tiny building or this tall, skinny building? And it's like, that's a lamppost. It's like dumb shit like that. It's funny, but it's like, how many times she's like, oh shit, I can't find my keys. Where did I put my keys?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's in the chair in the kitchen. Like, oh thanks. Like it can definitely be useful. Like I have a terrible fucking memory, and like be having an argument with somebody, be like, I didn't say that. And it's like, hey, go back to that. And it's like, oh shit, I did. Or
I mean, we do that all the time on the podcast.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Well,
I think we did it. I think that's
time to call
good enough.
tonight,
Yeah,
right?
my mouth tastes like shitty apple pickle, and I
can't get it out of there.
I just kind of want to go brush my teeth now.
So why don't you guys just go ahead and keep it rad?
Yeah.
Peace.